Hello, Randy here playing Farming Simulator 22, and welcome back to a beautiful May morning here. We're playing on the upper Mississippi River Valley here, and since last episode, finished up planting sunflowers out on field 41 here. That's just straight down the road all the way to the end, basically. Got that finished spraying that here as well. Then I got some of the equipment brought back. I still have the truck and I think the planting tractors out there yet as well. Still need to bring that back to the farm here. But anyway, we're now into the month of May when planting is finished. We have all our fields finished here, which reminds me, I was thinking about buying another field and I completely forgot. Which, you know what, I guess we actually can still plant here if we wanted to, right? Let me double check that. Yeah, we can still plant corn and soybeans and stuff, and actually sorghum. It's probably about the only other crop I'd care to plant at this point, but we can actually plant some other crops yet if we want to. So I suppose it's not too late here to purchase the field. Anyway, you folks probably already seen it from the screen here. This field I think it was actually fine. But anyway, I was checking our map here. You know, I'm skipping through the month of May when I'm like, okay, well, we should be pretty good here. I think I sprayed all the fields. And then I'm looking at this. Yes. I haven't actually gone out to these fields yet, but I'm assuming what I'm seeing here is a lot of weeds. At least that's what it looks like anyway. Is this field here? Oh, we got one more field here yet. Yeah, so I sprayed all of these fields, what I would call pre-emergence, but doesn't look like it worked real well here from what I'm seeing. So yeah, if we go to this field here. Ooh, some nice looking soybeans there, I will have to say that. This is the field, right? Yes. Not seeing any. Oh, wait. There's a weed. We got to some of the bigger sections, looks like right down here. So, unfortunately, all the spraying I did here, was it last episode? Well, actually the last couple episodes to be specific. All the spraying I've done here the last couple episodes, you know, once I finished planting the fields, did absolutely no good. And I know the reason for that. The reason for that is because I think I have See and Spray on the sprayer here. Right? Yeah, See and Spray is on the spray one. So when you have See and Spray on the sprayer one, you can't actually do like pre-emergence. I don't know, is there a way to turn that off? I mean, you can like remove it from the sprayer in the shop menu. That's probably what you have to do, to be honest, that one. So unfortunately, all the spraying I did here on all the fields that needed it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got all the fields that needed it, 47, 48, 45, and 41. Because, yeah, 42, 43, 44, those are plowed. Again, if you plow a field, you don't have to worry about weeds. So, unfortunately, yeah, we are going to have to respray all these fields again. How do you like that? I don't know about you folks. I don't. Did I run that sign over, or was that laying there? Oh, wait, no, not this field. We should just, like, buy this field so it's ours. I keep going to this field all the time, like, nope, not our field. Okay, we'll just start with fields 48 here. Yeah, we'll just start with field 48 here first. Might have to get our spray tender or trailer over here as well. See how much spray we go through here. Now, we are using See and Spray, so that does have the advantage of not using a whole lot of spray, but unfortunately, again, we will still have to spray the field. Kind of annoying. And the funny thing is, Evan, if you remember here, I think was it last episode I was showing this, or maybe episode before, I forget exactly when, Evan. But after rolling the field, you could see where all the weeds were going to be. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that should be spraying the weeds, right? Nah, apparently not. Oop, that's not what I want to do. There, that's what I want to do. Lower the whole thing down. Not seeing a whole lot of action going on there. I think what I'll do the headland here first, and then I'll get GPS set up, and we'll start going up and down the field. I think one headland should be sufficient for this here, I would think. It's not like we're seeing a whole lot of weeds, he says, as the whole sprayer turns on there. Actually, I think, can we see? No? I thought there was a screen that showed us what section was on. Maybe not. I could be wrong. Thought there was. Maybe not. Well, one good thing about doing this, Jeff, this does boost our percentage. What do they call that percentage here in the precision farming? The environmental score, that's what it is. It does boost our whoa, speaking of environmental score, I've been talking about a good time to sell at the moment. We're sitting at, wow, I don't think I've ever had that high of an environmental score before, everyone. I don't know what we did right here this time, but apparently we did some things right. Normally I'm, about the best I can usually do, is like the low 90s, maybe mid 90s. Just, you have a field here and there that just isn't quite right or something like that, right? Wow, we are looking really good on our environmental score. And of course, keep in mind that environmental score does affect our bonus here. So higher the percentage, the better, right? And let's face it, that can be a pretty good bonus. We can keep that 99% there. When we do have some soybeans we need to sell here. I think that's in the month of July, if I remember correctly. I don't remember how many here again. If we go look at that. Yes, saving content. Our time-saving stock check mod. Highly recommend checking that mod out, by the way, for those who don't have that mod. Soybeans. $2 million worth of soybeans, everyone. So we should have another $2 million worth of soybeans coming at us here. Means I should probably just pay the loan off at this point. Equipment-wise, I don't know if there's anything we desperately need. We're actually looking at pretty good on equipment. Might be time to maybe upgrade to a larger planter, maybe a DB120 or something. What do you folks think? Got to spend that money before it gets moldy, right? Kind of fun to watch the like single nozzles firing every so often, right? And you got a whole section like that turns on. For those of you who have not seen Welker's Farms, highly recommend checking them out on YouTube there, everyone. Their big brute sprayer has this type of system on it here. And I gotta say that is pretty cool. I've been watching it spray, in theory, just the weeds. I am curious as to how accurate it is. Everyone, like, is it, 100% or is it more like 95%? Like, it gets like 95% of the weeds, but it misses a few here. I would almost have to assume it's got to miss a few here and there, but maybe not. Probably depends on the field conditions too, right, everyone? You got an open field, then obviously, yeah, you could probably get all of them, but when you're spraying weeds in the crop, curious as to how accurate that would be. Anyway, let's get some GPS set up here a moment. A little bit of overlap won't hurt, especially with See and Spray turned on here. Kind of nice thing about that. And I think I want a 0-degree course for this one. Auto width. Holding that on the sprayer, lock on. We should be able to knock these fields out here pretty quick, that one. We're going, what, wow, 20 miles, really? Oh, seems a little fast. 20 miles an hour. Maybe 15, I suppose 20, sure. If you're Larson's farm, and you're just flying up and down the fields. Now, of course, for those who watch them, they do use tow-behind sprayers. That was something I always thought was rather interesting now, watching Larson Farms. You don't see too many farmers using tow-behind sprayers, unless, of course, they're the smaller ones. Usually, I think most farmers, given the choice, seem like they prefer the self-propelled lens like we're running here, right? But yeah, Larson's Farms, they prefer the tow-behind ones. The advantage, I do believe, is that they can hold more. So your tow-behind sprayer holds considerably more product here than the self-propelled one. At least that's my understanding anyway. You would think that won't seem quite right? But and I guess if we wanted to, we do have some good-sized tow-behind sprayers here in the game. So actually, speaking of which, are any of the tow-behind sprayers in the game that hold more than this does? Just kind of curious now. You know, we got some of the bigger ones here, like the Commander. That one holds 4,500, 5,200, 4,300. Yeah. Oh, we do have the John Deere. That is a 4,542.4941400625. Yeah, okay then. Yep, got it. Anything else? Now we're just getting mostly the modded stuff. Oh, there's a Kubota one. To 15th, yeah, I'm guessing that's probably... Oh, and there's the John Deere one. Okay, 3,360. I'll have to check the self-propelled ones here in just a moment. I want to see what those hold here. Turn around here a minute. Okay, what do the self-propelled ones hold here in the game, at least, anyway? Which, you know, again, if the mods from Giant is probably somewhat accurate as to what it holds. 4,200. Oh, yeah, these definitely are holding more. 9,000. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that Hardy sprayer, that one holds quite a bit. Mind you, if you look at the size of the tank on this one, too, everyone, it kind of makes sense, right? Any other ones? Yeah, these all have removable ones. Massey Ferguson at 3,000. Okay. Like with these removable ones, we'd have to find the tank that goes with it. This one's only... I don't know why it's 4,500 versus 47. A couple different options, I guess, on that one. Still a decent amount, though, one. So at least the self-propels in the game here are pretty much holding just as much as the tow-behind ones in the game do. Unless, of course, you look at that like a Kubota one, which apparently, I'm guessing that's in a bit of an OP configuration there, 15,000 liters. Watch we don't take out our booms on any trees here if we can help it. It's too bad Giants doesn't have basically the option for like breakaway booms on this. I don't think Giants quite understands the concept of that. I mean, even if Giants wanted to, they could basically just like remove the collision on like the last section of the boom here, which is that. Yeah, that should be. Is that this entire section? Wow, that seems like a big breakaway right there. Wow. Wait, or is there a smaller one here? Is there another spot? I can't tell if there's one there or not. There's definitely a section there, but there might be one here too. Kind of hard to tell from this. Kind of looks like there might be a breakaway right here, but I could be wrong, Evan. It could also be right here as well. The breakaway, for those who are not familiar with the breakaway on a boom, essentially allows you to hit something, and the boom should break away without actually breaking away from it, and basically allow you to pass the object and then hopefully either manually reset it or it'll hopefully spring reset. It depends on the boom, right, too, everyone, how it's set up. But hopefully the boom will reset and spring back into its proper position once you've finished hitting whatever you hit with it. See, otherwise, if you have the tip of your boom and it's just completely rigid, and you do hit something, then you will definitely be damaging something more than likely. You know, either you'll be breaking the end of the boom or you'll be breaking it further down the boom here. Well, unfortunately, I'm spraying the weeds like this, as far as I know, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding of the way the game physics works... Oh, wow. Yeah, say that is kind of a pretty shot right there. But the way the game physics work, everyone... Once you have weeds in your field, it does reduce your yield. That is my understanding. So, even though we are spraying and killing said weeds, it does still affect our yield. That is my understanding. I could be wrong on that one, but again, that is my that's my understanding. I'm guessing we got another little section. Actually, you know what? We can check the map here. What does the map show? Do we get all the weeds on this field? No, wrong one. Let's see. Verdict is... Oh, yeah, we do have a few weeds right down there. What I might do is just turn around here real quick, Evan. Let's go get those here a minute. Then we don't have to come back into this corner. Probably not worth actually going back for them, really, because it looks like there's only just like one little spot there, but... See if the sprayer turns on. I didn't see it turn on. Oh. Well, That because it's not on. That might just help everyone. There we go. Got him. Ha, the weeds thought they could get away, huh? I don't think so. Nailed them. Okay, and yeah, we'll probably a little pass here. We'll just move on to the next field there. Probably going to 45 next since it's right across the road. And then we'll move on to 47 here as well. And then we also have to do 41 again. I know, kind of annoying. Interesting enough, I noticed we got tracks here. Like, you can see the tracks here. I'm not sure what's up with that same thing there. You can see some tracks. I think I noticed it. Oh, yeah, down here. I've seen it in a few spots. You can actually see the tracks. I'm not sure why that is, that one, but like the tracks actually seem to get rid of the weeds. So notice I'll just drive across the entire field there. Also been keeping an eye on the pigs here too, by the way. Not much to report on them, Evan. They are getting close to reproducing here again. They are, doesn't it tell us the age here? So, oh, there it is. Age. They are 19 months old here at this point. My plan is to continue selling the young ones. So what I've done here the last couple of times with the pigs, Evan, is I've been selling the youngest pigs. So these pigs will probably be, 3 or 4 months old when I sell them. We won't be selling them for that much. But again, I'm trying to hold on to my older pigs, let them mature a little bit more, and then sell them. So, again, we're still making money here, everyone. We're just, I don't know if this is the best way to do it or not. Because, I mean, you got a couple different options. I mean, what I could do is I could, when it comes time to reproduce, when it comes time for these to reproduce, is sell the old ones and then let these reproduce. And then once those, just keep repeating that cycle. Or what I'm doing at the moment is letting my old ones continuously reproduce, but then I keep selling the young ones off all the time. So again, once these get time to reproduce, they'll reproduce another 240 pigs. But before they do that, I'll try to make sure I sell these. So actually, I need to sell these here in the month of June then. So once we get to the month of June, I'm going to need to sell my young pigs. So that way there's space for the next 240 pigs we'll be getting. Like I said, I don't know if that's the best way to do it or not, everyone, but that's kind of the way we've been doing it. So, looking across this field here. Boy, those are not very straight rows, are they? Which at least planted with a row crop style planter, everyone, you should see, even with a regular planter, drill, you should see mostly straight rows as well, just they'd be a lot closer together, right? Oh, how's our percentage looking here? Yep, still hovering right at 99 there. That's cool. This field's actually 100. I don't know what we did right on that field, but apparently good job. Is that the spray one? Oh, that's the nitrogen. Oh, why is the nitrogen not good on that field? That's kind of weird. Let's do some checking here. pH. Nitrogen. I don't know, it should be good. I mean, we put fertilizer on it. These fields, of course, are not good because they don't need fertilizer when it comes to soybeans, so we'll lower that down. At least a little bit, anyway. That'd be another cool feature here for the sprayers, Evan, if we had auto boom height. And then left and right as well, of course, so the booms automatically adjust to the ground. So, like on the right side, they're not dragging that in the ground like that. And as I said before, generally speaking, you want to keep your boom as close to the crop as possible. Get that spray right on the crop, Evan, so you're not wasting it, not letting it blow away and drift away and go in spots where it doesn't need to go. Yeah, typically, depending on what chemical you're spraying, usually along the headlands and stuff, you will overspray just a little bit. Just kill the weeds right along the edge of the field there, just so they're not getting into the field. That's typically what happens, Evan. Like along the edges of fields and stuff like that, the weeds will kind of like creep into the field. So a cornfield, for example, You know, the first couple rows there, the weeds will kind of get into a little bit. Usually once you start getting any further in, then once the corn is old enough, the corn will kind of overshadow the weeds and kind of block the sun from them. So you won't see that many weeds in the center, as long as the field's been sprayed anyway. Although for those of you who were joining us for the live stream here the other night, everyone, we were talking about this here a fair amount when it comes to organic fields. And yeah, all the organic fields I've ever seen, and there's a couple of farmers around here that do organic farming. And oh my goodness, I haven't talked about the sorriest looking fields you've ever seen. I don't quite get it, like why? I mean, I get why one. The organic farmers are obviously not using any sort of sprays or stuff like this. And they're trying to control the weeds through other means. The other means include like cultivating the field repeatedly. So you people that eat organic food, you should consider the environmental impact of your organic eating. How about that one there? The amount of diesel fuel that needs to be burned trying to keep these weeds under control has to be astronomical versus just, spraying the field. So just something to think about there for the organic eaters. And then, of course, then they're out there usually like using propane burners. Or something I've seen here the last couple years as well is now they have like an electric weed zapper. Now, this electric weed zapper, be kind of cool to see one in the game, by the way, Evan. The electric weed zapper takes like a big tractor to run. Like you need a several hundred horsepower tractor. They basically put a big old generator of some sorts on the back of the tractor. They run off the PTO. And then out in front of the tractor, they have this bar that essentially zaps weeds. I'm not entirely sure how it works, to be honest with you, but... And looking at the field of weeds that the organic farmers are growing, I'm guessing it doesn't work very well, but... Yeah. All I can say, everyone, is looking at the organic fields. Yeah. If every field were organic, there'd be a lot of starving and dead people in this world, because there's no way organic farming is going to feed the world. Not the way it is at the moment. Not until someone can come up with a better way of like controlling the weeds in an organic field, without using chemical. Unfortunately, I don't know. Is there a way? Maybe in the future, maybe, but at least at the moment, the methods that the organic farmers, at least that are around where I live, are using don't seem to be particularly effective. And again, like when it comes to cultivating, the cultivating can only get in between the rows. What do you do about the weeds that are like growing right next to your crop? Unfortunately, not much you can do about those, with a cultivator anyway. And then of course you have the propane burners. For those of you who haven't seen that, by the way, for those of you who've seen like the propane tanks that are out in the country with houses and stuff like that, get your 500 or 1,000 gallon tank. That's basically what a weed burner is. They basically just take, it depends on the weed burner. Either they take like one of those 500 gallon tanks or one of the 1,000 gallon tanks. They mount that on the back there, and they simply use propane to burn the weeds. There again, you can only get so many of the weeds because the weeds that are growing right next to the plants, yeah, they tend to survive. I presume it's probably the same story with the electro zapper as well, one. I'm not particularly familiar with how all of that works, but, and like I said, again, I'm looking at the beautiful weeds out in the organic fields there. Apparently it doesn't work very good. Anyway, before we get too much further in the episode, let's hit the comments here real quick a minute. See what you folks had to say here for last episode. I think we're almost done with this field. Okay, to the comment section in a moment. Norton was saying, I think the refuge was non-BT corn. Each field may be up to 10% non-BT. It would prevent down corn due to insect damage. I don't want to mix the refuge with the BT corn because then you would still have down corn through the entire field. I think most put the refuge on the headlands. That does sound right there, Norton. Yep. Because yeah, you only want so much the refuge corn in a field. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe your normal seed comes with it mixed in already. So like your planters that don't have the refuge tank, they like already have that corn mixed in with the normal seed. That's why if you buy like a bag of seed, Evan, usually I think you'll see different colored corn seed in there. If I remember correctly, I think the like normal corn seed you'd buy in a bag, is it green, I think? And then the refuge seed in the bag would be purple. I think that's, or yeah, is it purple or red? Something like that, everyone. I think that's how that works, if I remember correctly. Of course, depends where you get the seed from, too, Evan. Depending on the color of the seed treat and stuff like that, that's on it. But it seems like most corn seed I have seen is usually green. Or greenish, bluish color to it. Okay, that does it for that field. We'll move on to field 47 here. We're knocking out the fields pretty quick. Like I said, this won't take long. Also, I mean, if you look at how much spray we have left, everyone, we're looking at 3,000 liters left here yet. We've barely even used... do we have 4,000 in here where we started? Something like that? I don't know if we'll have enough to do all the fields here or not. Oh, we got 2 fields left. But we might be close, that one. You know, if we're using about 500 for this one, 500 for this one, a little over, maybe like 600 or 700. Another 600 or 700 for that field. That might be enough to do field 41. I guess we'll find out. We might not even need our spray tender. Nothing wrong with that if you ask me. And of course, by the way, we are running with the narrow tires on here. So the narrow tires on the spray of them, we're not causing any damage to our field. Again, I am running with crop destruction turned on, so very, very important, right? Killen was saying it's not even just the hired workers that drive down the road that need GPS. What about the hired workers in the field? Won't they need a form of GPS to function? If they do, we've had field workers for as long as I can remember. So where's the built-in GPS? Yeah, that's a question I keep asking too. I'm like, how can Giants release Farming Simulator without GPS in it? Especially now that they have precision farming. Like, how do you have precision farming without GPS? And you don't. It's a simple answer to that one is you don't. In order to have precision farming. Now, you don't necessarily need GPS. Well... yeah, you don't necessarily need it, I guess, here for spraying. I mean, you kind of sort of do. But for, like, the see and spray, you don't need it for that. The see and spray system, Evan, is relying on sensors on the front of the sprayer here. And you can see them modeled here on this sprayer. That's all these black boxes here. They're basically looking out in front of the bar, or the toolbar here, looking for weeds. And I believe they're looking for the chloroform signature of the weeds, if I remember correctly. I guess what weeds... emit a different chloroform signature than the crops you have planted. That is my understanding anyway of how it works. Someone in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong if I am, but my understanding is it uses the chloroform signature. And of course it's out in front of the toolbar looking, because of course you need to turn the toolbar on when you get to that weed. And you know, if we're moving along at 20 mile an hour here, you gotta be pretty quick about turning that on. And usually my understanding too here is each one of these sensors is a zone, and it controls so many nozzles. Now, I don't know on this particular sprayer, you know, what are we controlling? 4, 5, 10, not sure exactly. It looks like there's quite a few sensors, Evan, so it's probably very few nozzles. I'm guessing anyway. Killen was saying, I got a PC for the first time 6 months into Farming Simulator 22. The first mod I downloaded was GPS. It's a flippin' game changer and a necessity. Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, Killen. I absolutely agree with you. It's always one of the things whenever you come out with a new version of Farming Simulator, And of course, Farming Simulator doesn't come with GPS, so then you got to wait for the mod author to convert and or make the GPS mod. It's like, oh my goodness, just absolute torture there for the first little bit until you get GPS, right? Killen was also saying, I've gotten to the point where I might not even get the next Farming Simulator game until that mod gets ported over. It's funny, I was just mentioning that. Like, yeah, when you first get Farming Simulator, you got to wait for the GPS mod to get ported over. Farming Simulator 19 was particularly bad. The GPS that was in Farming Simulator 17 and previous was not ported over. I still like that GPS, to be honest. It was a little bit simpler. Although this one's kind of nice too, but the old GPS was really nice in my opinion. Had some additional features too that this one doesn't have, but oh well. But yeah, we had to wait forever for someone to come out with a GPS mod. In fact, it wasn't even the GPS mod that came out at first, that one. It was... oh, what was the mod again? Keyboard steering, that's I think what it was. The keyboard steering mod came out. And then the keyboard steering mod became the vehicle control add-on mod. Now, the keyboard steering mod of it was very similar to the original GPS in some ways. It didn't have like the little nifty control panel, unfortunately, but it was very similar. Then, of course, the the keyboard steering mod became the vehicle control add-on, a mod that I myself absolutely abhor and hate. It does so many annoying things, Evan. And again, there's some nice things it does, Evan, but there's so many annoying things that it does. If I remember correctly, I think I got rid of that mod. Is it Control C? Alt C? Nope, I better turn that back on there. Yeah, no, I think I got rid of it because I don't see it popping up here. I think it was Control C, Alt C, something, Shift C. Yeah, it's supposed to pop it up. It's not popping up. Pretty sure I got rid of it. Had it for a little bit there, everyone, and was like, nah, that mod needs to go. You know, maybe if the mod author made it a little bit easier to turn off some of the stupid settings, then maybe I would run that mod of one, but half the time those settings there we go. Lower that back down. Even though I have the settings, turned off, you accidentally pushed the wrong key combination. Next thing you know, that setting's turned on, and yes, yeah. Very annoying. Okay, well, I just looked at the time, everyone. It is unfortunately time to wrap it up here this episode. So on that note, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. I'm going to continue spraying weeds here. We'll probably come back. Maybe do something with the pigs and do some soybeans selling here next episode. Or maybe harvest them, I don't know. We'll see once here. So again, everyone, thanks for watching. You folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, everyone, thanks for watching. Until next time.